Hi everyone, it's Simon here from Sterling Business Coaching, and today I want to talk about two lessons, two very, very important lessons for us and our lives and in our businesses that I learned from having this watch repaired and a new set of batteries in it. See you in a moment. Now, you might say, what's the relevance of the watch and why have you got two watches? Well, let me just explain to you the story of this watch in particular, because this watch belonged to my best friend in the world, Roland Froggatt. And I tried getting a photo of him up on here actually, but he died back in 2006. I can't believe it's that long, at the age of 53. And he and I always talked about what we were going to do when we got into our 60s and sold our businesses. We both had construction businesses. And Roland was my best friend in the world. He got me into just about everything, including flying helicopters, motorbikes, you name it, he got me into it. But he was the first guy that I ever worked with. And Jill, his widow, sold this watch to my wife, who bought it me for Christmas. And it was his first real thing of sort of extravagance, jewelry, if you like, that he had ever purchased. And he was so pleased when he got this watch because to him it meant that he had achieved something. So that's why it's so important. Why don't I wear it? Because I have an Apple Watch that tracks my steps, and occasionally I do wear both watches and I wear one on each wrist. But I'm about to change that because now I've got some batteries in it. I'm going to move forward. So I want us to, first of all, think about the first message, because collecting this watch was one thing, but seeing it on my desk with the batteries flat, not working, reminded me of the conversations that Roland and I had, where we very often talked about being trapped in our businesses. And there's a lot of people in business who always talk about what they're going to do in the future, but there is a sense of doubt that that will never happen and this business is going to be the end of me. And unfortunately for Roland, it was the end of him. The business took its toll on him. And I saw him just a few days before, and he was really stressed out by the business and really, really wanted to get rid of the business sooner rather than later. So he never realized what he wanted to in his life from having the business. And that's when my life changed around, and I run and help my clients run their lives differently with their businesses so that they aren't trapped like this couple here, where they can see all the beautiful things going off on the outside, but not getting them in their lives and in their businesses. So we've got to remember the importance of business and how it contributes to our success. But we've also got to make sure we're not trapped. We're not living in our businesses. We're not working in our businesses, hoping that we're going to get something later down the line, because one day it might be too late. I have another client who's had a very shocking experience where it's been a realization that you've got to do what you want to do now, and you've got to, of course, build for the future. You've got to save for the future, plan for the future, which Roland did, and Jill is very well looked after now. But it would have been so much better if they had actually got to enjoy that retirement and that life together. So I want you to think about where you're being squeezed in your own business at the moment. Are you feeling the pressure of cash flow? Are you feeling the pressure of team? Are you feeling the pressure of not having enough time? Okay, because you need to really make sure that you're looking at each of those areas. And in the couple of minutes that I've got left, I then want to go on to the final image, which is below me here, which is about service. So I got a little ticket when I dropped the watch off, and I went back into Lincoln to the store that was recommended to me, and I wanted to pick the watch up. And I realised when I was walking through the city centre that I hadn't brought the ticket with me. So I went into the shop, I gave them my name, I gave them a description of the watch that I'd come to collect. I told them that I obviously was conscious that it was quite an expensive watch and that I didn't have the ticket to collect it. But the lady there who served me was exceptional. She really went out of her way to put me through security questions about the watch, about when I dropped it off, what was I wearing. She tried to get hold of the boss so he could verify it was me that dropped it off. And she really went above and beyond. That would have been very easy for her to say, look, I'm sorry you haven't got your ticket. We can't give you the watch without a ticket, particularly this one because it's so valuable. Come back another day. But she didn't. She went above and beyond to help me get that watch. And here it is. So the good news is I got the watch. But she put me through the ringer and she was apologising all the time. I said, please do not apologise for exceptional customer service. I said, how much better do you think I'm going to feel now putting my future valuables in your hands because of how you've been today? Yeah, you really have done a great job. So please don't apologise for great customer service. So I want you to think about areas of your business. Where do you deliver exceptional customer service? Where do you go above and beyond? Where do you deliver a level of service that the customers don't expect, even existing customers and certainly new customers? So there's two lessons I want you to take from today. I want you to take the lesson away from the fact that we should be grateful for what we have in our lives, in our businesses. We should try and escape that trap, hoping that one day we will realize the success and have the life that we live. Because unfortunately, as my best friend Roland found out, he didn't get that chance. He didn't get that opportunity. And then secondly, in your business or in people that you do business with, both sides of the table, can you show gratitude to them when they give you good customer service? And can you make sure that you deliver great customer service in your business, in your job, so that people are grateful for the way that you have treated them? This watch is very, very precious to me. And I wanted to make sure and be pleased that it was well looked after. And it was. And definitely, I wore it all weekend. I'm going to be wearing it again later on today. So please, if this has resonated with you in any way, if you know somebody who's in that business trap, or perhaps they don't appreciate good service, or they need to deliver better service, or perhaps they should be thanked for great service, then please share this video with someone. Please like and follow it as well. And of course, if you want to learn the lessons that I had to learn in business and from my friend Roland's death, and that I help people with all the time now, and getting out of that trap, hoping that one day that life and business is going to be great, please schedule some time using the link below, timewithsimon.com. 30 minutes, no sales pitch guaranteed, just happy to have a conversation and see if we can make a difference in your life and in your business. And if I can do that, then that has served my friend Roland, and certainly it'll be something good that came out of a very, very dreadful situation. I'll see you on next week's Monday's Moment. Go out, deliver exceptional service, and be grateful for every day that you have and for the service that you received. Bye for now.